quick out of the gate, but not much over the last week or so. What's been the biggest surprise to you during this offseason so far?
Well, that there's really been no noise, Gino, around the Tampa Bay Lightning, who by my count have at least $10 or $11 million to move to be able to sign their restricted free agents. So why hasn't anyone at this point offer sheeted any of those RFAs, including Mikhail Sergachev, Eric Chernak, and up front Anthony Cirelli, who's growing into a Selke Trophy type player? Moving forward, I think let's dream in Technicolor for a second, because I don't think that there's been anything or any chatter out there to suggest this is a possibility. But what if you were to offer sheet two of the Tampa Bay Lightning players and really put GM Julien Brisebois in a bind? Well, first, those players would have to sign those offer sheets first and foremost. But second, once and if that happened, it would create a real interesting situation, because they could potentially not have the ability to match and be more than over that 10% summer cap. And in addition to that, any of the guys that Julien Brisebois would need to move in order to make the Lightning then cap compliant, well, they all have no trade clauses. So he's between a rock and a hard place at this point. We saw with Tyler Johnson on waivers, but at this point, he hasn't been able to make any of those players disappear off of his cap. He's going to have to sweeten the pot a bit, Craig.
Well, I will tell you this. You know what would surprise me? If there was an offer sheet. Because it's proven time and time again that if you want to make an offer sheet, you don't get the player. And whether it's the Tampa Bay Lightning this year or any other team in the previous years or teams coming up that are going to have cap complications, you know, we're always going to talk about it. But the reality of the situation is that if you want to get a player through the offer sheet process, nobody has ever been able to do it and get a good player. Nobody, no matter what the circumstances are. And now you add to it that we have financial uncertainty in the entire NHL financial landscape. That also lends itself to caution by teams. So it would only surprise me if there was an offer sheet.
As you say, Craig, teams have tried, but there hasn't been a successful offer sheet since Kevin Lowe and the Oilers signed Dustin Penner back in 2007. 8 years ago, the Flyers made a huge pitch to land Shea Weber, but the Preds matched a 14-year deal. And, of course, last summer, Marc Bergevin made a play for Sebastian Aho, but the Canes laughed and matched at 5 years and $42 million.